You had a recent paper in a scientific journal, I forget the name of it, but looking at, was it the Antarctic or pollution at the poles, that kind of thing?
Yes, there was one on the Arctic we published. We had two publications last year, complete opposite parts of the world. One was looking at plastic in polar regions,
Mhm.
in the Arctic and Antarctica, and the other was looking at plastics in deserts. Complete opposite biome, middle of nowhere. We were finding, camel skeletons. I had a chance to go to Dubai, and I was going to study plastics in the Gulf of Arabia, and I brought my ocean-going nets to scoop the surface of the water. And I met a veterinarian and said, "You got to come see this." We went 60 miles into the desert, and this is not far from Kuwait. It was so nostalgic for me to be in a different part of the world, a whole different mission. But then we get this pile of bones, and in the chest cavity, like all the ribs sticking up like a basket,
This
I
is a
found
camel.
40-pound, yes, a camel, a 40-pound mass of plastic bags, all adhered, cemented together in that camel's stomach.
Wow.
And we published that paper. We estimated a 2% mortality rate of that population due to just plastic bags.
Well, you have a Washington Post op-ed just a few months
Yeah.
ago with pictures. So if people are interested, check it out. It's a pretty damning view, because all that plastic means they can't eat, right? They can't. There's no room for
Exactly.
food.
Well, it creates a false sense of satiation. It also creates a very toxic environment. Bacteria just grow in the folds of the plastic. There are lacerations and other illnesses that happen from that. So it's a horrible way to die. Like, imagine if you had 10 plastic bags and 100 bottle caps in your stomach and they never left. You would just be miserable until you eventually succumb to those injuries.
Mhm.
So, the purpose of that paper and the one before in the Arctic, there was one photograph in that article where we photographed a candy bar wrapper frozen to an iceberg. And both of these research papers, kind of the subtext here, what we're trying to do is publish works that can lend themselves to a change. Maybe in Dubai there could be new regulations around plastic bags, or reusables, or better containment systems, better waste management. But it becomes actionable when the facts say, look, you had a major problem. It's very targeted plastic bags. Deal with that.
Mhm.
In the Arctic, observing those candy wrappers, likely it could be tourist waste or something floating there from far away. Can we reinvent the material? So we don't have this legacy of trash from 10 minutes you enjoy a candy bar, but the wrapper can float for thousands of miles and stick around for hundreds of years. There's a better way.
Mhm.
So, it's interesting. I had this conversation yesterday about how science is done. I had many colleagues who are academics, and there's a publisher perish. How many papers can you get out? They call the LPU, the least publishable unit, to get one paper out there. There's another paper that's like it, but publishing on another bit of information. Or there's what we have done, what I find NGOs do. You look for impact.
Mhm.
So while I don't publish as much, I look for those papers that are going to have impact. Like we discovered plastic microbeads in the Great Lakes.